or we're going to secure Israel's borders and not at least get some direction changed by this administration. I know not everyone in the room has to agree with Republican policies, but I do believe that we had a system that was working reasonably well to stem the flow of illegal immigration. It's broken now. We have more than, it's going to be 8.5 million now, and it'll be over 10 million by the end of this administration. Well, they have been paroled. They have been released into the system. And I'm going to close with this. People ask me every day, I'm going to save you all this question, why would they do this? Why would a president open the borders in a way that we've never had before? And a lot of people make certain assumptions. They say, well, probably doing it because he wants these illegals to vote for. I don't believe so. Well, he wants to do it because it's popular in his community, in the communities that vote for him. No, it isn't. If you're the immigrant community here, you want controlled borders and you want your family that you've made applications for, your friends that you've made applications for, you want them to get in. You don't want to have what's going to be, in 4 years, 10 million people brought in, whether they were from China, Iran, Russia. They just showed up. Many of them, because there's no check and balance on it, are in fact criminals. Venezuela opened up their prisons. Cuba opened up their prisons and literally said, go. Why not? It's cheaper for them to come here and be criminals than it is for them to keep them in their prisons. Here's my theory, and it's open to debate, but I'm pretty solid on believing it. This president has decided to do this with his entire team because he will control, starting in 2032, if the law isn't changed, he will control the House of Representatives. His party will control it for the rest of our lives. If you take 10 million people and assume that the vast majority of them are not wealthy, they're going to live in urban areas, they're going to live in areas that are already controlled by Democrats. There's 800,000 people in each congressional seat. And the similar numbers, obviously, for your state assembly, state senates, all throughout the country. Every 10 years we do a census. We count the number of people. We currently count the total number of people, whether they're legal or illegal, parole, citizens, doesn't matter. If you do that, and you have 10 million more people living there in these areas, packed into them, and you just put 100,000 into a particular district, you've just taken it from a swing district to a safe Democrat district. With none of them voting, you've simply drawn it to be more in the direction you want. I believe that that's the plan, and I tell you that because there is a fix for it. The fix is what President Trump tried to do in the census. He tried to ask the question, are you a citizen, yes or no? We used to ask that question. Under Obama, they quit asking it, and we want to ask it again because it is constitutionally allowed for us to only consider for the census or drawing districts the people who are citizens. Now, I'm not trying to disenfranchise anyone from any benefits, whether you're a legal citizen, a legal resident, or not, makes a difference. If you're here as a green card holder, permanent resident, you would be counted toward those 800,000. If you're not, if you're a diplomat from Russia living in Washington, why should you be counted toward any of these voting? You can't do that if you don't have the census. That's why the Democrats fought Trump on it, and he was not able to get it done before he left office. For all of us that are looking for all of our long-term future, we need to get the census ordered to do that for 2030 so that, in fact, these 10 million people do not change our politics simply as a matter of being here. So that's not what you're hearing on CNN or even on Fox. But I worked with the Trump administration during the 2 years I left office. I worked with Wilbur Ross, and I worked on the census. I knew exactly what we were trying to do, which was to strip out illegal immigrant from the existing count, so that we would only be counting people who were here, either in permanent residency or citizens, and we weren't able to do it, but we knew why we were doing it, is that's the fairer way to account for all the things that basically our founding fathers expected, which was congressional seats would in fact be evenly divided between the states and between the portions of the state. With that, I talked longer than I left.
Okay, I'm going to let you handle the question.